Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Chris McGee, Danny Green, James Worthy, Mike Trudell down at the arena. The Lakers lose to the Spurs. There will be no trip to Las Vegas. They are done with the NBA Cup, losing in the quarterfinals. Spurs had great energy from start to finish on both ends of the floor in this game. As we take a look at the bracket, the Spurs will play OKC in the semis on Saturday. The New York Knicks will play the Orlando Magic. The following Tuesday will be the finals. So the Lakers' next game will be against the Phoenix Suns on Sunday. And guys, the Spurs were dominant in LA. And every time LA had a little sign of life, the Spurs went on a 16-4 run to end the first, a 4-0 run to push it to 12 to end the second, and started that third quarter with a 6-0 run on 2 quick threes to get it to 18. 17 threes for the Spurs. They shot 45%, 7-8 guys in double figures, plus 12 from the free throw line. 27 fast break points, 48 bench points, all Spurs.
Yeah, it seems like every category they were able to pretty much dominate. I mean, without Wemby, you can see that they're trying to build around him. And without him, you see the talent that they do have possible for when Wemby comes back. I just thought the three ball was available whenever they wanted. They got a lot of them in transition. A lot of them were uncontested, and they knocked them down, Geeter. And you have to give your hats off to these guys. Castle, I mean, he's a hell of a player. He had, 30 tonight on 10 of 14 shooting and 3 of 6. Vessel, I mean, these guys can play. The bench played well for them. I got to give them credit. Lakers is just a little step slow. They just never initiated any kind of dominance from the beginning. And in the third quarter, when they came out and hit those like 2 threes in a row and I think it was like a 10-0 run right away, it was just uphill battle from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every time I turned around, it seemed like San Antonio was throwing a punch. They threw the first punch and they also countered. Like to start the game, to start that third quarter, Lakers had a chance to cut it before the half, to cut it to like 6.
Yeah, they're awesome backdoor.
It's like, got it to 12, which is not bad for a half. But you thought that third quarter, if they can cut it, get the first timeout called by San Antonio by getting a 6-0 run, it'd make it a game. But it went the other way. Stephon Castle went in, hit a 3, got an easy layup, got a pull up, another in mid-range in the paint, and then they went up 19. And then from there, it just seemed like San Antonio was never in danger of losing this game, just how the game was going. And it came from the three-point line of how well they shot it. Champagnie, Keldon Johnson, Stephon Castle, even Fox. They did things, inside and out, but transition. And the biggest key or challenge for this Lakers team is to keep up with these young teams that are out and running and also shooting from the perimeter. If Marcus Smart doesn't get hot in this game is a very different outlook all across the board. Right now it looks like they just lost because of free throws.
But it's much different than that.
It's much different than that. Austin didn't get to free throw line as much. Luka didn't get to free throw line as much. Bron as well. So, but it was a way different game than that. The numbers aren't telling the whole story. And Marcus Smart got hot. Don Connett hit one. So that's 9 threes right there, which would have made a huge difference in the outcome of the game for them hitting 16 for the game. Which is not really the story of the Lakers. Stephon
Castle, you guys have both mentioned him. What a talent he is. Former Rookie of the Year. 30 points. But the efficiency, 10 of 14, the 3 of 6, the 10 rebounds, the 6 assists, but also just a dog on defense. Plays tough on both ends, fast, athletic, strong, a good jumper. Like, he has got an all-around game. This is a very dangerous team. They are young, James. They got length. They can all shoot, and they were fast tonight. And Castle led the way.
Youth with confidence and discipline makes for a pretty tough young team. And that's what they showed tonight. They showed discipline. They showed they were tough. And they are young. And they had the energy to sustain for 4 quarters. I thought that showed really in the third quarter. They came out and jumped on them in the third quarter as if they were down, 15 points. And I just kind of saw that they had the Lakers number tonight, even though the Lakers tried to fight back. But they're young, Geeter. They got some good players. Even the center that plays well for them.
Yeah, Cornette.
He's not flashy, but he's in the way. He sets picks. He disrupts. And their bench, Johnson coming in with 17 points. Champagnie 16. So they're solid. There's no weakness with this team when they get Wemby back. Boy.
Yeah, I mean, like the Lakers without LeBron, this team does not have Wemby. This is the 12th straight game, but they are doing more than survive. Won 6 of 8.
Again, like Big Game was saying, they have a lot of depth, and they've shown discipline. Shout out to Mitch Johnson. He's done a great job with that group, finding ways to not only win, but do some great things with their star player being out. And defensively, I got to give them a lot of credit. Even though Lakers scored 119, again, that score, to me, doesn't show the real story of it. They relied a lot on Marcus Smart, who averages 9 points a game, had 26 tonight. And their scout report was, let him shoot, make him beat us. And he got them back in the game. But everybody else, their length with keeping Austin Reeves under wraps, not fouling him, keeping Luka off the free throw line, even though he still had his average 35. So their defensive schemes of playing and not fouling really made it tough on guys like Austin Reeves tonight, and also not LeBron, but Luka more so, like keeping him slow within reach. He wasn't, even though he has 35, it didn't seem like it was that impactful.
And Rui, same thing. Rui didn't lack, he was 4 shots.
Yeah,
he did hit
shots.
2 or 3,
1 rebound
from his threes, but just not there tonight.
Stephon Castle, for you, Danny, you were talking about him before the game. I mean, so much will be focused on Wemby when he's healthy and De'Aaron Fox because they are the big two. But Stephon Castle, what
he's
a fit.
In there. With the depth they have a big four. With all the people. You got Kellen Johnson off the bench.
He had 17.
Vassell, Champagnie, Jeremy Sohan didn't even play tonight, but Harrison Barnes filled it up from 3.
Yes.
They make up for another superstar, but Stephon Castle has come alive, and this is a breakout year for him. He could definitely be considered a part of that big 3. He's started out as a defender because he's so great. His reflexes, his reaction, he's really good with sliding his feet and getting in front of guys. He's a great athlete. Now offensively, he's really taking his time and slowed down the game for himself. Finishing pivots, getting assists, not only just scoring, but playing a good floor game. If he's hitting threes, it's going to be a really tough night for you. And tonight, he was hitting jumpers. He was in the paint. He defensively, even De'Aaron Fox, picked Austin Reeves a couple times. Champagnie, Vassell, they're getting up and guarding and making them feel you. For this San Antonio Spurs team to not only play defense, but score 132 points without Wemby, they show a lot of promising potential for the future.
Yeah, we'll talk about how they attack the Laker defense that has been struggling in the next block. A wild stat for you. The Lakers are 17-7. Only 7 losses, but all 7 losses have been by double digits. Time to hear from Coach J.J. Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
JJ, it seemed like you got off to a relatively decent start. Where did you see things flip when the Spurs went on that big run, kind of end of first and then through the second?
Just didn't do a good job of getting back in transition.
Anything else stand out either side of the court as they built the lead up before you were able to claw back in a couple times?
There's a lot of things that stood out. I think being able to contain the basketball is probably the most difficult thing for our team right now.
Anything else? Yeah. I assume, is there a magic bullet solution to ball containment, or is this going to be a marginal improvement in 6 or 7 different areas it's going to take to figure this out?
Yeah, I think you can get better at that. You can get better with our shifts. I mean, there's the things that help you win on the margins we're just not very good at right now. And we got to ask a little bit more of everybody. We don't crash. We can't force a lot of turnovers. We did a terrible job at the end of the first quarter and the second quarter of end of quarter stuff. So that immediately we're behind the 8 ball there. And if a team shoots well, we're going to be really in trouble.
Before the game, we talked about just sort of the nature of like overreaction and stuff like that. When you guys have had losses, like it has felt like a lot of the weaknesses are like really highlighted. Is that how you felt as you're kind of like, it's like, this is everything that's wrong with us and it kind of shows up?
Yeah, but teams have, there's, very few teams don't have something that you can expose. And, we've consistently got exposed at the same things.
Marcus, the shooting was one thing, but just what did he bring defensively that you guys really maybe have missed in the last few games since he's been gone, especially in the second quarter?
I think he came in with a lot of energy, couple, sort of rush possessions offensively, but in terms of the try and care factor defensively, definitely had it, and then was able to make some shots in the second half.
Obviously, Marcus' output was encouraging as far as the rest of the bench. Like, none of those guys got multiple shots. Like, what more do you want to see with given you having a full deck outside of Maxey? What more do you want to see from those other guys to help complement your starters better? Jake played 8 minutes. Gabe
got one shot. We've had a couple of these games, Rui included, tonight getting 4 shots. It was similar in that way to like the Phoenix game where they're playing in a deeper drop and sort of forcing Luka AR to shoot those non-rim paint twos, not putting 2 on the ball and not having to rely on the low man because they've got Luke Cornett and Mark Williams. So there's no, weak side stuff. So, in terms of starting the blender, that's the coverage that, kind of allows teams to play 2-on-2 against us. Had a little success with Stack in the first half. We got to figure that out for sure.
JJ, it seems like through the first 3 quarters, nothing was really coming easy for Austin. What did you see from him tonight in terms of how he's trying to manufacture things for himself and the team? Yeah,
I mean, look, the reality is the guy's carried us for 6 weeks, and that takes a toll on you. And he kept fighting, and I appreciate that. But he's going to have a lot more great nights than frustrating nights.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, the Lakers Spurs NBA Cup quarterfinal. Let's get you to the highlights. Marcus Smart had his best offensive game of the season, 9 for 16 from the field. We asked for a couple threes. He had 8 of them, tying his second most ever made. First game since November 25th. Here's Marcus Smart at the podium.
Marcus, you've been out a few weeks. Just how did you feel physically out there, and what do you hope that you were able to bring to this team?
You out for a while. That win, trying to get your wins, a little tough, but got going a little bit. Felt good. The back felt really good. Body felt good. I just wanted to bring a little spark for us. Try to do the best of my ability. And sometimes, you can do that and have games like this where you don't win. So, but all in all, everything for me felt good. Wish the outcome was different.
Defensively, where do you think this team is right now, especially after this game? This is a pretty difficult matchup just with how young and athletic this team is, the Spurs are.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just, right now, we're obviously, we haven't been where we wanted to be. Coming back from the East Coast, long trips. We just got to refocus, got to recalibrate. Right now, we're kind of droggy. And we're seeing it out there. We feel it as players, the coaching staff, and I'm sure the fans feel it too. But yeah, we just got to recalibrate, and that's really it. We're going to get it together. But right now, we're trying to find it and trying to find where we need to go.
So, Marcus, I've seen you hit 11 threes in a game before. This season, you came in 25%. Like, what made you feel? What was different about tonight where you was able to hit 8 threes compared to the other games that we saw so far this season?
For me, I just continue to work, and I trust the work that I'm putting in, and I continue to put in that. Eventually shots are going to fall. I can't control whether the shot goes in or not. All I can do is control how I prepare, and that's to make the shot. And I've been doing it, everything right. Tonight was a night for me, and hopefully that starts, a trend for me to start making some shots consistently.
Marcus, you had 26 points tonight off the bench, but the bench scoring was kind of a problem the rest of the way. What can be done to kind of get the rest of the guys going and get more consistent production from the reserves?
It's tough out there. We got a lot of great guys that can score the ball, and make plays. So I guess for us as the bench guys, we just got to find our way within those parameters that we have, and try to find, those shots. It's tough, but we got to find a way.
Hey, Marcus, they kind of made spurts there, to jump out ahead, and you guys come back and they jump out ahead again. What did you see out there that kind of helped them make those runs?
For one, our lack of communication. This team does a really good job, when it comes to in the open court and transition. And, they got one of the fastest players in the league with Fox. So, we just didn't do a good job of getting back, and communicating with one another. And we got to fix that. That's going to be key for us. When we can get people in the half court, set our defense, it makes it easier on us. When we got to get out and run and chase from behind, it makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, so you hear Marcus Smart talking about how he feels coming back, big game, and he felt good health-wise and was nice to have that offensive game. Hates to see it in a loss. Talked about the defense where they need to be better in that half-court set. Also getting out, running a little bit more. So all those things from Marcus, and he looked good out there.
Yeah, he did. He did, Gita, coming back healthy. I think, we always look for good defense sparks from him. Tonight it was the offense. He did some defense too, but I think what he brings, Gita, is just experience and lead by example. He almost shot him back into this game tonight with those threes. They were looking for him. They got it down to, 12 or so, and all because of this shot right here. When he's hitting it, he's dangerous. So, but I think his leadership and his defense and what he brings on that end is contagious, and I think he's going to, be the leader for the team, locker room, and on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, this was a great coming back moment for him. He looked really good tonight, and a game like this can only make your injuries feel even better. You play well, you shoot well. I'm sure that back is feeling like, the adrenaline. But this is also a confidence booster for Marcus Smart for the rest of the season, because the scouting report on him for most teams is to make him beat you from three. And for him shooting 25% coming in tonight from three to hitting 8 threes tonight, it makes it a big jump, but also gives him confidence to make that shot that most teams are leaving him open, which makes the Los Angeles Lakers a more dynamic team, and it's harder to double Luka, it's harder to double AR, and they have to, makes the defense more honest. They have to play them more honest with Marcus Smart that can shoot the ball from the three-point line.
All right, guys, an off night for AR, just 15 points on 6 of 16 shooting. We'll hear from Austin and also Luka Doncic. The Lakers fall to the Spurs, ending their NBA Cup run in the quarterfinals. Let's check out the Lakers calendar. We're in Phoenix. That's on Sunday. And then a nice little break. Get a few days off, get some practices in. Then you head to Salt Lake City, play the Jazz. Come home, day off, play the Clippers in LA, but at their arena. At Phoenix Suns on the 23rd. A lot of home games for Bergen. And then it's Christmas in LA. 5 p.m. Rockets. Here's Austin Reeves with Mike Trudell.
Austin, for this game specifically, kind of the way that San Antonio was playing defense, JJ mentioned, is a little bit similar to the coverage that Phoenix used, like keeping the big real deep in the drop and, almost encouraging you and Luka to take those tough, deep paint twos. Going to see Phoenix again Sunday. Where can you guys grow a little bit? And did you feel like you started to solve that a little bit in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I feel like, we just played better in the fourth quarter. I think it's, we know what we need to do. We just got to execute it.
Defensively, the other thing that seems to come up a lot is just the on-ball, defense as a team. LeBron said it's got to be 5 guys on a string, and there can be growth there. But what did you see tonight in terms of the on-ball defense?
It just had to be better. Like Brown said, you got to guard. There's so much talent in this league. You got to guard everybody with 5 people. So just had to be better.
Austin, I know it's all like it's during the season, but how are you feeling physically right now?
Good. Yeah.
Are you aware that you've carried a big load for the team and maybe take a little bit of a toll on you? Or is it just missing shots right now?
No, I mean, just didn't get the ball to go in the basket.
Coming into the night, I think you guys were ranked 27th in opponent field goal percentage from 3, and then they hit 17. Tonight shot 45% or something like that. Do you feel like that's been a problem area that you guys have been trying to work on all year, or has it been like fits and starts where it's looked good and then kind of slipped back to being more of a weakness?
I mean, if we're 27th, that's been a strength. So we'll have to get better in that aspect. Yeah, I mean, teams make shots against us. We had to make them not make shots.
How critical was that stretch at the end of the first half? Brown had that done, cut it to 8, but then a couple turnovers, 5 couple buckets to push it to 12 at intermission.
It just wasn't good for us. That's a hell of a play by a 41-year-old man. Impressive, but it didn't. I don't know. It wasn't good for us. It was 12. We lost.
For you guys, big picture defensively, just based on like the personnel in this room, it's going to have to be, it seems like, a team-based approach. I guess, where are you guys at in that process? How much more room for growth do you feel like there is when it comes to defensive continuity and understanding and reliability on one another?
I think there's a lot of room for growth, especially, like Dave said, 27th and what is it, filled through. Yeah, so, that's a weakness we got to get better at. And, the spirit's still high in here. We know we can do it. But like you said, we have to be a group that guards with 5 people. And once again, like Bron said, we got to be on a string and no rotations and just play hard on that end.
For the 11th time this season, Luka Doncic put up 35 points. We hope to hear from Luka next, and we'll look ahead to Sunday's game in Phoenix. And we are back. Lakers lose 132 to 119. Danny Green, you're going to break it down. It's not going to be as fun as the pregame show, but you're still going to the wall.
We talk about the good plays. We're going to talk about the bad. This one was a bad night, and it starts with plays like this. These plays cannot happen. They're cancerous, and they can trickle into your energy and start off bad. Right here is a box out, free throw line box out. This is simple. We're supposed to have 2 guys on the side where Luka should have help. These guys should be boxing out the shooter. They don't do that. Dylan Harper walks free, gets in an easy layup, gets his own rebound, finishes. That's a 3-point play that should not happen. Another possession here. They're driving to the paint. Dylan Harper does a great job making the defense collapse. LeBron and Jake LaRavia are playing now 3 guys. San Antonio Spurs kind of fan out. You get a swing. Keldon Johnson, who hit a 3 already, is left wide open with Jackson Hayes trying to do a Luke Cornett closeout from 3. Wide open shot, knockdown. They did a great job moving the ball, but you got to react. Right now, it looks like Lakers are in the zone right here. A lot of pointing, a lot of talking, but nobody moving. You got to dictate in the quarterback and talk. When you don't have LeBron James on the floor, you need somebody else to speak up. Dylan Harper draws 2, swings the ball, sees it as an overload. Harrison Barnes reads it. He goes to that corner where Luka leaves, overloads that corner for a wide open corner 3, knockdown shot. Now this is where it gets kind of ugly. Luka gets the spin move in the post, turns it over. You got to get back. Transition where the worst in the league at right now. Luka's kind of complaining. He's not happy about it. Harrison Barnes is one of the last guys on the floor. De'Aaron Fox, it was a 2-on-2. LeBron stops the ball. Next you know, it's a 4-on-2 because nobody gets back. Harrison Barnes and Devin Vassell beat everybody down the court for a wide open dunk. These type of plays you cannot allow to happen. They are cancerous. And this is where it starts the losing, the effect of everything. So you let one rebound happen, you let a turnover happen, pick sixes, and you got to get back in transition. And that's where it all started for the Lakers in this game.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
I did not enjoy it. But you did a good job. You did a good job. That's what you do. Danny Green at the wall. More reaction. We'll look ahead to Sunday in Phoenix. If Luka sits down soon, you'll hear from him. Lakers fall to the Spurs 132 to 119.